Hey guys, it's Big Red 310 is here again to do another set of ROH reviews. These are all shows I got during the Black Friday sale. Yes, I'm still watching DVDs from that sale. And also one DVD that I got in a buy three, get two free sale. This was one of my free ones. This is when I got SoCal Showdown and Anniversary Show. Let's quickly get into this. Let's start with ROH's Dragon Gate Challenge 2. Overall, I gotta say that this show, it has a lot of great matches on it, but I just found it really hard to sit through. I kind of felt like I was watching the same match over and over and over again towards the end. I also didn't really like Dragon Gate Challenge 1, if you guys know. I liked it, but I don't know, I didn't really thought it was fun. If it makes any sense. I didn't really find this show enjoyable. I mean, there was some... There's some great stuff on here. I mean, I'll admit, the Generico Yoshino Doi match is absolutely incredible. And I think everyone needs to go see that match right now. But Shingo and BB Hulk versus Jacobs and Black. The Briscoes versus Kid and Saito. And then the main event just all felt like the same match. And it just felt like I was sitting through 2 hours of the same thing. And the main event was also way too long. Overall, I'd give the show an 8.25. It has 3 4-star matches and a 3 1/4 star match. But I just found the show incredibly hard to sit through. So I can't really give it a great rate. I mean, it has a lot of great matches on it, so I'm almost forced to give it an 8 or higher. You can pick it up if you want. You'll probably enjoy it. I mean, True Slayer himself thinks it's the 10th best ROH show of all time. But I myself just didn't really like it that much. Next up, we get ROH's Return Engagement. This is a great show, actually. I really enjoyed this show. This show was a lot of fun to sit through. I'll go this match actually, because, you know, the opener, Aries and Silas Young, it felt like an Adam Pearce opener. Using some of the local talent. Not really a great opener, but just a lot of fun to sit through. And very, very fun. Like, Mitch Franklin and Alex Payne wasn't really a match. Necro came out and beat them both up. Castagnoli, Pelle, Primeau versus Sweet and Sour was also a lot of fun. I really liked this match, actually. Crowd was crazy into this. They were crazy into a lot of things on this show. I gave that 3 stars. I really enjoyed it. Had a lot of fun with it. The 4-corner women's match is also a pretty good women's for the most part. Again, enjoyed it for the most part. 2 3/4. Hero versus Delirious I didn't enjoy. In fact, in my opinion, it was the worst match of the night. I still thought it was good though. Can't really complain. The Guns and Briscoes is the reason you get this show. It is fantastic. 4.5 stars. It's still not as good as their Good Times, Great Memories match. But this is still a great match. You know, it has like an interesting story to it. Like, obviously, they had some psychology in the beginning, but it more became about I'm going to do this move, and can you top this? Kind of the thing, especially with Alex Shelley and Jay Briscoe. And it made for a pretty good little match, I guess. From what I remember. I believe it was Shelley and Briscoe. But still, I really liked it. 4.5 stars. Next, we get Kota Ibushi and El Generico. This match actually I have a problem with. It's 4 stars. It's a great match. But they spent like the first 10 minutes doing a lot of arm-based submissions. And while I agree that's a good thing, do not half-ass it. Either go the whole way, or because they did that, and then they just did a bunch of spots. It didn't really make sense to me. And the rest of the match was awesome. And I did like the beginning, don't get me wrong, but no offense to Kota, people don't pay to see Kota Ibushi, to see him do arm submissions for 10 minutes. People pay to see Kota Ibushi to see some ridiculously acrobatic stunts. Like, it's not just spots. He does cartwheels, he does some crazy shit. And while I really liked the match a lot. I loved it, actually, 4 stars. I just thought, it could have been better. If that means anything. I thought Nakajima's match with Generico was better. I thought the ending of their 4-corner revival and their 4-way match at King of Trios Night 2 was better than this whole match. I still really like it. I just thought it could have been a lot better. Next we get the Vulture Squad versus the Age of the Fall. This is pretty good. Fun. Not really that long. Ruckus and Jack Evans did some amazing stuff in here. I had fun with it. 3 stars. And the main event, Nigel and Kevin Steen. I kind of didn't think this should have main evented, actually, when you have the Guns Briscoes on this card. But I still thought it's still a great reasonable main event. And I like, for instance, they're not even on the cover. On the cover, you see the Briscoes Guns, and you see Kota Ibushi and Generico. But this is still a great match, nonetheless. 4 stars. I really loved it. Had a lot of fun with it. They had some great spots, building off their Injustice match. It made for a really good match. Overall, I'd give the show an 8.75 out of 10. maybe even a 9. I'm not sure yet. Probably a 9. You know, the main event's great. Generico's awesome, and the Guns Briscoes is just fantastic. So yeah, pick up the show now. Return engagement. Next, you get a new level, ROH's debut in the Hammerstein Ballroom. I thought this was a pretty good show. It's definitely a fun show. The crowd was crazy into everything on here, but like you want awesome wrestling, it's not the best place to look for it. Roderick, Erick, and Shiozaki was a fun opener. 3 stars. It was very short. It was like 6 minutes. It was ridiculously hard hitting for 6 minutes. Generico versus Davey and Rocky was also a lot of fun. 3.5 star match. That probably should have opened the show, actually, in my opinion, because I think the 3-way would have been good either way. I mean, Generico and Rocky would have made for that match would have been better if it was the opener. I think the 3-way would have been the same if it was in another place, a card. And I think that tag match would have gotten the crowd more into the show. The tag team scramble was pretty fun. I gave it 3.25 stars, actually, due to Brent Albright's turn on Sweet and Sour at the end. That was awesome. Naomichi Marufuji and Danielson's the match of the night. 4 stars. Great, wonderful match. This is during the period where Danielson truly was the best in the world, in my opinion, where he put on a 4-star match on every show he appeared at, which is pretty impressive. I thought he was amazing in this match. Morishima Necro Butcher, I've seen a lot of people complain about this match, but I still liked it. My expectations just weren't really high like everyone else's. I thought this was still fun. I gave it 2.5 stars. I really did enjoy it for the most part. Age of the Fall versus Jay Briscoe and Austin Aries. This was also fun. 3.5 stars. I kind of like Mark Briscoe's intervention at the end. I know most people don't, but I enjoyed it, and I thought this was a very fun match. A lot of cool spots. Some pretty good storytelling in the very beginning, which they completely dropped as soon as the match continued. But I did like the match. So yeah, 3.5 stars. Nice to get the main event. I've seen a lot of people complain about this main event, saying it was really disappointing. I liked it, actually. You know, 3.5 stars. Was it a satisfying main event? Probably not, especially not for a show like this. But again, since my expectations weren't so high, I found a lot of ways to really enjoy it. I mean, it's a very good match. It's just probably not a good main event, and especially not a good Hammerstein Ballroom debut main event. I'd give this show an 8.25, an 8 out of 10 in that area. You know, it's just so much fun to watch. Nothing was bad on here. Which was the worst match tonight, but I still thought it was just so much fun to watch. This whole show was a lot of fun to watch, and I would recommend it. Even if you want great wrestling on here, not the best place to look for it. Next we get Northern Navigation. This show is unfreaking believable. This is possibly the most underrated ROH show I've ever seen because it is just amazing. I mean, I know people really like it, but I think it's truly great. In fact, I'm putting it in my top 10 ROH shows of all time. Chris versus Ruckus was a fun opener. Delirious versus Kenny Omega was also a very fun match. Both those matches were really fun. Del Rey and Blake was the only low point in the show, but I still thought it was okay. Now we get to the greatness. Danielson and Castagnoli had an awesome 4-star match. And then Roderick and Marufuji had an awesome... Danielson and Castagnoli had a very technical wrestling, catch. And you topped this, I topped that match. While Roderick and then Marufuji had more of a hard-hitting, let me kick you in the face match. And the matches were great, though. I give them both 4 stars. The main event, I also gave 4 stars. A lot of great spots. People hate the Necro Butcher and Mark Briscoe intervention. I liked it. I thought it added to the match. I agree, it kind of went overboard. Probably why this match isn't 4.25, even though I thought it was the second best match of the night. And then we also get the awesomeness that is Nigel McGuinness, Kevin Steen. Kevin Steen said this was his best match. I don't remember if he said singles match or match, but I remember he said this was his best singles match ever, and probably his best match. You know, I don't really count the ladder war. You had 3 other guys to help. This match was incredible. I really liked it. I think the crowd buying into Steen possibly winning the title, the Swanton, Senton, whatever, off the top rope to Nigel was a great spot. A lot of near falls. I like Take No Prisoners, where it was kind of like Nigel getting 5 straight near falls and then winning. This was more of a back and forth thing. And like I said, you actually bought that Steen could have won. That's why I kind of thought this should have main evented. I think that really hurts the show a little. And production values weren't great. I'm just making a 9, not a 9.25. The production values were not great. And really the show is just, you know, match, red title segment, match. There's like no stipulations, nothing important except for the main event. And maybe I guess the title match. But I still thought this is an incredible show. I would give it a 9 or 9.25 out of 10. I think it is amazing, and I think everyone has to go pick this up right now. Might not be in my top 10 now. I think by now. Finally, we get the French Connection. I thought the show was just a lot of fun to sit through for the most part. I mean, Butcher Brody Lee had a fun brawl. I thought it was better than a lot of the matches they had in 2009. Jared and Delirious was also a fun match. The Briscoes versus Omega and King. Omega being face, King being heel was a very fun match. That was a great story throughout the match. And King eventually ditched Omega, and the Briscoes beat him up, and they kind of felt bad for him and picked him up. I thought it was really good. I gave it 3 stars. Davey Roderick was a very good match. Roderick kind of telling how Davey kind of saying throughout the match how he built the No Remorse core, how Roderick needed him. And I really liked the match. I had a lot of fun with it. 3 3/4 stars. Same rating goes for Age of the Fall versus Danielson and Aries. Also a really fun match. Danielson did some great stuff in this match. It worked out really well. And the main event, sorry for the hiccuping, Nigel, Steen, Shiozaki, and Generico. I would give this 4 or 4.25 stars. I thought it was excellent. The build was really slow, but once it picked up, and everything made sense. Generico started working together to the point where Generico, after he was already eliminated, came out and tried to help Steen beat Nigel. It all made sense. Nigel made a pact with Go Shiozaki to eliminate Generico. It all worked out really well. I would give the show an 8 flat or an 8.25. I had a lot of fun watching this as well.